Matt's Auto Spa.
Yeah.
You are Matt.
Yes, sir. I'm Matt. I'm the Matt, as people say. I need
Okay.
to start putting on the guys' shirts like, no, I'm not Matt. Because a lot of people are like, oh, are you Matt? And they're like, no.
That's really funny. How many times a day you get asked that, you think?
I mean, not as frequently, more so when we go to events and stuff like Highline Autos or other car shows that we sponsor.
Sure.
It's been the biggest thing. Just people are like, oh, are you the Matt? I'm like, yeah, I am. But yeah. I mean, started off basically just out the back of my car when I was 14. Well, I didn't have a car at the time, so my parents' driveway at 14.
Wow.
Didn't have a lot of money growing up, so I funded pretty much my whole business by myself. Financed my $2,000 car with my sister, and then once I had my license, I was going mobile and just with a pressure washer, bucket, hose, pretty much cheap stuff that I started with, like everybody else does, and then just slowly progressed from there. The first vehicle I ever really financed was a work van. So I was daily driving like a Ford Transit Connect for like 2 years. Just in the van every single day.
Yeah.
Saved up to get it built at my dream company, H2O, because I've been like envisioning their van setups for a long time.
Sure.
And then just slowly worked up from there. Now we got 4 full-time guys. I have a few contractors for my film and other, odd jobs, stuff like that. Just focused on optimizing systems and building routines that we can replicate and multiply in other places, other states, no matter where it is. So
cool. So it started all the way back in 2014 when you were 14. How old are you now?
22.
I'm 22. Okay, yeah. So you started back in...
It was like what would that be? 2018?
2018. And you just knew, like, mobile detailing was just what you were passionate about.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, not at first. I really didn't think about it. My uncle actually owned, like, a small detail shop when he was, like, 25, which I found out after I had already started growing my business. I was like, wait, really? But like I said, don't talk to him a whole lot. But I don't know. I just have always loved cars, and the cheapest barrier of entry to get around cool cars was cleaning them.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any, hard skills at the time to grow a business or anything. So it was all just learning by myself. Like my dad didn't have any connections. Like, oh, talk to this guy and he'll hook you up. Like I had to find all that on my own.
Yeah.
So every person I know now related to business or my personal life and everything, it's all just people that I've put in a lot of work to connect with and show them that I'm trustworthy.
Yeah.
Because it's hard in such a saturated industry to prove that you're different when everybody's trying to be different all in their own ways, whether it's different content or a nice van setup and stuff like that. But we're trying to just optimize every single aspect of the business.
Sure.
So that we can, conquer and show everybody that we're the best, and we're going to keep working hard every single day until everybody knows that.
Yeah. So obviously growing up 14, what has that been now? 12 years in the business, almost a decade.
Yeah.
Almost. Sorry, go ahead.
Was that 8 years?
2014. I don't know.
No, it's 2018.
Oh, it's 2018. So sorry, almost a decade.
I was 14.
I see. There we go. Okay, my bad. Doing that, what do you think was the hardest period that you faced in the business?
Most people would say like when you first start, but I still was living with my parents. My mom cooked dinner, stuff like that. So it was a lot easier.
Sure.
Hardest part for me when I was working full time, like 9 to 5 and detailing cars before and after work because I moved out at 18, like pretty much fresh 18. I moved out.
Yeah.
Got my own apartment in Mesa, not too far from here actually. And, had the van and then my Dodge Avenger, my 2012 Avenger that I started detailing out of. So I wouldn't go crazy just driving a van every day.
Sure.
But then I sold that and I was all in. I worked at Expel on tinted windows and swept floors and had like an odd job making like $17 an hour. And then I ran my own dealership for the tint side for a few months. That was miserable. There was no air conditioning. So I'd work, 8-hour days and then detail after work, before work if I had time. But there was a point where I got let go from Expel and I had no cars on the schedule. My van was wrapped, built out, everything, and I put my all into it. There was a period where probably 3 to 5 months, maybe longer, where I had nothing. And I had no employees, I had no help. It was just me. And then one of my clients that I met when I was first starting, he has a ton of supercars or whatever. He's like my first ever person that, had a lot of money or whatever as a client. Slowly became, a mutual friend. And he rented me like half of his small shop space in the air park for it was like $1,500 a month or something. I was getting like robbed in a sense, but I feel like he was almost testing me to prove that I was worth when you force yourself to have a lot of overhead, it makes your brain function differently. So you think like, okay, I have to make this work or there's no other option. You know what I mean? So I started being into Scottsdale every single day, commuting from Mesa to Scottsdale every single day, sometimes twice a day to go let my dog out, come back.
Yeah.
Tried to just do more polishing jobs. And then I got introduced to Chris at Luxury Auto Collection with the Sprinter vans.
Okay.
And we started doing like tons of Sprinter vans, polish, all the stuff for them. I think now we've done like 80 Sprinter vans for them total. So that was what I was like, okay, I could use the shop space. So I went into that.
Yeah.
I tried to do PPF and tin before in that area, but it wasn't really working for my time. And I don't think I was ready to branch off into different services. So I kind of put that on hold. I did a couple PPF jobs here and there with some help from installers and stuff like that, but I just don't think it was ready because we hadn't optimized the detailing side of things yet.
Yeah.
So I went through that for quite a while and then eventually just started walking around to businesses all over the place and generating my own clientele, I guess. So a lot of people
So you were actually like almost door to door.
Yeah, but like B2B, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I figured the air park would be a good place for that. So even if it was hot, I would just put on a nice shirt and walk around, talk about what we do. And most of the time, people like either ignored me or kind of laughed me off because I look like I'm 12 years old.
Yeah.
And I looked even younger then because I had no facial hair or anything. So people were like, get the hell out of here. So but I still do that. Like if we have slow days or even like a slow couple days, I'll get super anxious. I'm like, we got to go make this work.
Yeah.
So I've always figured that boots on ground, face-to-face marketing is the best. People are like, oh, how much you spend on ads? How much you do this? And I'm like, I honestly don't run ads. I ran 2 ads for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Mainly follow ads. And then it's mainly been referrals because we've been doing it for quite a while. So a lot of people know what we do.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think you hit on something really good there that a lot of people tend to miss when it comes to business. And it's just like when you have to make it work, you'll find a way to.
Yep. You have to.
And I think that a lot of times people will get excited about like the idea of starting a business or like wanting to run a business, but they don't ever put themselves into a situation where they just have to make it work.
No.
And I think there's power in that.
Yeah. No, definitely. And I did it like tenfold too. Like when I started making a little bit of money and I had like one of my friends helping me every day with details when I could, I was like, my dream car came out, like the G87 M2. I was like, oh my God, I need a manual one of those. And I drove like one of my clients' cars that had it and I was like obsessed with it. But the only way I could justify it, I financed an Audi S4 to help build my credit and have a nice daily driver.
Sure.
And then I ended up blowing it up like 9 months after owning it. So I had like 20 grand of negative equity in that car.
Oh, geez.
It was bad.
Yeah, that's tough.
So that looked horrible on my credit. So I was going to pay off a note with a blown engine and there was no point. So I, called a few people that I know were, pretty familiar with car buying and how, I could fix my situation. And the best option was to roll a negative into like a company lease.
Yeah.
So I leased to them too with a ridiculous payment because of the negative equity.
Yeah.
And nobody knows that. And I honestly don't really care because it was the smartest option to get out from underneath the Audi.
Yeah.
So I was like, I have no idea how I'm going to afford this car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have my bills, obviously, and this is like ridiculous, but I only live once, and I think it could put me indoors and open doors for me that maybe like my Dodge Avenger won't.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I just said, screw it. And I did it. I ordered it completely new, spec'd it out at the dealership.
Wow.
Got a pretty good deal on it because I got like, they call it a stripper spec. So it's like sunroof, no carbon fiber roof or seats or anything like that.
Okay.
So it was a lot cheaper than they are going for now.
Yeah.
And then I just forced it to work. Like I saw it every month. I'm like, this is so stressful. But I just kept pushing forward harder every single day. And then eventually now it's like, okay, I'm ready for my 3rd or 4th mobile fleet vehicle. And we're ready to just keep expanding because I put every dollar back into the business besides, traveling or stuff like that.
Sure.
I don't really indulge on stuff for myself very often because the business to me is all above all other priorities.
Yeah.
I'm 22, so there's nothing else really I should be doing with my life right now except grinding every day and focusing on the business. So
like you have no idea how far ahead you are.
Yeah. And the thing is too, is there's people that have scaled and sold detailing businesses at a young age.
Yeah.
But they just want an early exit. They want money. They want this. I want to provide a service to people like almost like discount tires method. You know how they have locations all over the place?
Yeah.
Can walk in and get a new set of tires in a few hours because they have staff on hand.
Yeah.
I almost want that model within the detailing industry, but PPF, window tint, audio, dash cams, radars, wheels, tires, suspension, anything.
Yeah.
So there's locations everywhere. There's mobile units that'll come service your cars. You can get on a subscription VIP plan. You can get pretty much anything. And I have
Sure.
a whole backlog of like how I'm going to structure everything that I can't really talk about yet. But
Yeah.
that's kind of my plan, is creating the one and done one stop shop where you can drop your car off, spend 150 grand, have the whole entire brand new car, every single thing you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
It's more luxury, obviously, but then you have the basic oil changes or just carbon window tint, so that every single person, no matter if you're making a ton of money every year or just an average 19-year-old kid,
Sure.
I want everybody to be able to just come in, get their work done, see the quality and the value, no matter what they're driving, how much money they make,
Yeah.
what watch they have on. Like, none of that really matters. It's never mattered to me. It's who you are as a person. So I just want to show that to everybody.
Yeah. No, I think that's incredible. I mean, it's such a, I think it's such a cool story because you don't really see a whole lot of people who stick with stuff as long as you do.
No. I'm
know?
kind of crazy when it comes to that. Like, my dad even said, he's like, I don't want you to be washing cars your whole life. Like, that's miserable. You're not going to make money doing that. And then we started to slowly grow. He's like, oh, I always knew you would do it. And I was like, dude. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I can see what he's doing, though, because most people, it's just one person, one vehicle for years.
Yeah.
There's no drive to grow bigger. It's like, oh, I'm making, $4,000 a month or whatever detailing cars, or even if it's 10 grand a month. It's like that's people get happy and comfortable, and being comfortable, I think, is like what kills most businesses and people.
Yeah.
Their drive, because when you sit around being comfortable all day long, drink, smoke, party, do whatever you want to do all the time and never discipline yourself, you're never gonna like pursue huge goals and dreams that people have that are no smarter than you are.
Yeah. I love that they're no smarter than you are.
No, everybody has the same skills. You just have to work for it.
Everybody has the same capability to learn.
Yeah, capabilities.
Right? Like, it's like, I think it's so funny because like I meet people who have no frame of reference when it comes to like business, right?
Yeah.
They just like see other people's success and they look at it and they're like, well, they got lucky.
Yeah, that's always luck. Yeah,
Luck.
I know. And I hate to say, but like, there was a point too when I first like slowly, I grew a little bit and then went down and then grew up and then went down.
Yeah.
And when I first started, I was like super young, so people almost pitied me. So that's how I got kind of busy when I was like 15, 16. And then after I like, oh, I'm actually not going to college and doing this full time, then it became like a real challenge. And then my mom was like, oh, you got kind of lucky because you're young. I'm like, okay. Yeah.
I've been, when I got started with being in the event rental industry, when I was running that business, I was 19. And, people would meet me and they would be like, you're the business owner. I'm like, yeah, that's me. I got 19 years old. I'm showing up. I used to have really long hair too.
Yeah.
So I'd like show up with like this like super long hair.
Yeah, people are like, oh, who's this guy?
Exactly. Yeah. But I think that, looking back on that, I used to kind of wonder like, oh, how did people look at me 19 years old, like walking in there? And then the more that I thought about it, the more that I like, and continued to get older, I started asking myself, like, what would happen to me if somebody, like, what would I think if I saw somebody that was that age and doing this stuff? And I think for myself, like, I thought people would look at it and be like, oh, this is weird. Like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. He's a kid, And so to respectfully push back on that people pitied you, I disagree. I don't think so. I think that they probably saw something, a drive in you, that they probably respected, and obviously they were willing to pay for the service.
Yeah, but I was horrible. You don't understand. I had no idea what I was doing when I started detailing. Like, looking back at photos and old videos and stuff of what I was like I'd never do that now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't mess anybody's car up, obviously, but it was like cheap O'Reilly chemicals that didn't do anything, like stuff like that, where I was just like, wow. I didn't even clean behind the wheel face or anything. I was like, this looks brand new. It is like a mediocre detail, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
it took a while to figure out. But no, I appreciate that.
Oil starts somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, you're not going to walk in and everything that you do is perfect.
No.
It's just about doing it over and over and over again.
Exactly.
Until you get it.
Yep.
Right.
And when I tell other detailer, like business owners or just detailers starting out, like, I get that all the time. People message me like, oh, we're starting detailing business in this state or in Arizona or whatever. Like, do you have any tips for us? And the hardest part of a detailing business isn't even detailing. People focus too much on perfecting, like using 4 buckets to wash a car and doing all this stuff like that. It's really not that. You want to optimize people's time, because if you're sitting around waiting for one car to get detailed and it takes 4 hours, that's annoying. Like I could have taken it to cobblestone and it would be done in 45 minutes. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'd rather that because it's quicker. So our focus is we come to your house and we're faster and we do a better job. So if you just focus on, okay, what's the next thing we can improve on, and you just keep growing from there, it's so important, the time aspect.
Yeah. I think there's a limit, to like how good something can be. And I think you're hitting on something really important there where it's like you have this kind of dichotomy almost of like, okay, we want to be as good as possible, but there's diminishing returns on how good it is, right? It's like you can be so amazing, but if that being amazing takes you 3, 4, 5 hours compared to doing it very, very well and at a level that like anybody would be satisfied with and feel like they got an amazing service with, while doing it faster than everybody else, you win.
Exactly. And you can tap into both sides too, because it's like if you want us to spend 5 hours on this car, it's going to cost you this much more.
Sure.
So we have like our entry level details, mini details, our full details, and then we have like, you can get crazier. Like you want it fully paint corrected too. Well, it's going to take this much longer. You got to bring it to the shop, like stuff like that. So I've been trying to focus on in-house stuff versus mobile stuff and what we should do mobile, what we shouldn't do mobile. I used to do ceramic coatings, paint corrections, mobile, and looking back on it, it's so stupid. Like open garage, dust flying.
Why would that? Sorry, I don't have any.
Oh, you're reference.
Good. Why would that be stupid?
Usually, like most ceramic coatings are environmentally friendly, so you can get away with it. But there's a cure period for ceramics, and it's supposed to be in a clean environment at a certain temperature.
Okay.
Or the coating might not bond correctly to the clear coat. And a lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah.
So when I was doing them, I would try to time it right and look at all this stuff. But now, like, we will never, ever do a coating mobile. We have a shop location for that. Yeah. People try to call us out for mobile tints. We won't do that because it affects the quality. Dirt flying into the film, it looks like crap. Yeah. So we try to really focus on different things mobile and different things in-house. Yeah. It's really important.
No, that's super interesting because it's not something most people, I don't know if I would have, I'm not super into cars, so maybe I would have if I was more inclined that way. But I don't think most people would ever think of like, oh, hey, if I do a coating outside in 105 right now, that's going to affect the long-term life of the coat.
And installing it's going to be a pain in the butt too. Yeah, because it's going to flash instantly, and then you're going to have to like rub it off with every ounce of strength you have in your body, or it's going to stain the clear coat and just look like crap. So we have those a lot where it's like, hey, I had it ceramic coated at, big company or a small company, and it just is horrible. Like there's high spots all over the place. Yeah. And we've done hundreds of coatings, and I haven't had a high spot since like my first coating on my personal car when I was 17. So yeah, it's just quality over quantity with our bigger stuff. And our entry level details, we have a system in place to do it, like you said, at a very, very good job. Because we're not going to perfect it for $140 to $190 or whatever it is.
Of course, and they're not expecting you to spend that much time on it.
Yeah. Some people do. You'd be surprised. Somebody brings an 86 Camry that has like 300,000 miles on it and oil stains everywhere. They're like, oh, you don't shampoo it? And I'm like, no, we don't. Like, this is like $100. You know what I mean? It's all part of the game.
Yeah. Yeah. So you mentioned that you would eventually like to get to the point where you maybe go multiple states, multiple cities.
Yes, we will.
What is the like if you were to say like, hey, we have a 3-month goal, 6-month goal, like what's next for you guys?
Like what's 3 to 6 months from now?
Yeah. What stage are you guys in?
I mean, some of
change self-ex too.
Well, some of my ideas like I don't really want to share because I've already had issues in the past where people just take exactly what I do, try to replicate it, and then pair up with somebody who has money and then just grow their shop, whatever.
Got it.
So next stage is definitely just expanding into more mobile units.
Is this industry that competitive, like that cutthroat, that competitive?
I don't know about cutthroat. It's just who you know. I feel like every industry has that group of like bad apples that are just, they don't really care about what they do. It's just about the money. So they run specials, inflate prices, and then the specials just go back to retail. Like, oh, I normally charge $1,000 for a coating, but this time only you can get it for $900, but they normally only charge $900, like stuff like that.
Got it.
It's like, it's annoying, and they want to pump them out as fast as they can, not take time to perfect every car. Because my thing is, it makes me more happy when somebody's like, this is amazing, like genuinely blown away. I love the work you guys do. I'm gonna leave you a review. I would rather do that all the time than like have people just keep giving me money for like a mediocre service. It doesn't matter. I want someone you trust, because you want to take it to, like, I took my car with Big O tires once, my old car, and they used an impact on the drain plug bowl. and it was so tight on there. They had to use like he said, like a water saw or an air saw or something to cut the bolt out and put a new one in.
You're kidding.
I'm like, I'll never trust you guys ever again. That's just idiotic.
Yeah, no kidding.
So like, I want to have a company that we can scale to a big point that still everyone trusts.
Yeah.
Like Discount.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, Discount Tires is amazing.
Oh, they're great.
Every single one I've ever been to, they're so cool. All the salespeople are amazing. The service people are amazing. It's always the same service every time.
Yeah.
Or like McDonald's, like fast food restaurants. It's important.
The only problem I've ever had, I've been going to just because, I mean, when I was doing my business, we had 3 trucks, 4 trailers. And so we had tire blowouts all the time.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
We deal with that too.
I bet. And never had, like, there was never a time that I took something to Discount and we weren't able to figure something out.
Yeah.
I would say the only time that I ever had any kind of negative experience at Discount Tire was when I went and got my truck aligned recently. Don't go to Discount Tire for your alignments.
No.
No. They were super helpful. They tried to be super helpful, but I ended up having to take it somewhere else to have them do it. But they did take care of my tires, which was I will go to them for all of my tires forever.
Yeah.
But yes, I think that business model tends to work a lot better if like you have customers who are far happier with your service, and maybe even you are a little bit more premium. But I think it's better to. My wife talks about this a lot. She's in project management, and she talks about they call it the golden triangle.
Mm.
So you can only get 2. You either get quality, you get budget, or you get time.
Yep.
And so you have to pick, like, do you want to decrease quality, but be able to have a better budget and, you get it faster or whatever.
Yeah.
Or do you want it the best quality and therefore you're going to pay a little bit more and that saves you the time.
Exactly.
Right? And I think that model of what you're pushing on there, I think is a real differentiator from what I know about your industry.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. And I don't know, it's just like a mindset that I think was given to me from God, because I never was planning on owning a business. I never wanted or cared. Like, I was going to go to ASU and just figure it out like everybody else did, because I didn't know. And I tried starting like multiple businesses with friends in high school, whether it was meal prepping or day trading options or like stupid stuff, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't really care about any of this stuff. I like cars. Like, I love cars. Like, yeah, I had like hundreds of Hot Wheels like that I would collect. I would make my own car shows like on the stairs in the house and like drive the cars through when I was like, 8 years old or whatever, just playing with toys. Huh. And then it just turned into like a diehard passion. Just the sound of certain cars like just gets me excited, or like driving, being around them, taking pictures of them, making content with cars. Like, it's just it's a thrill experience. Obviously, driving them is what I care about most.
Sure.
Most people like to just buy a nice car and just leave it in their garage and show it off to people every once in a while, but I beat the hell out of my M2. Like, I make it work harder than it should.
Sure.
All the time. And I'm like, there's no other reason to get a car like that if you're not going to enjoy what it's meant to do.
Yeah.
And that's just always been my mindset with cars, and I love it. It's my out. Like, I'll just go for a drive, clear my head. It's soothing to me.
Yeah. So, I mean, you mentioned obviously your love of cars. Is there one car in particular that you would say, like, I'm going to buy this car, and when I do,
manual GT3.
What is it and why?
Honestly, I've never even driven a Porsche. Like, I've never really gotten to drive. Like, we move cars around all the time, but like on the street doing pulls, like enjoying the car. I've never driven a Porsche. My dad, when he was like 25 or 28 or something like that, he worked for a company that did sales, and he said that his boss said if they hit a certain quota for that month or the end of the quarter or whatever it was, that he's going to go out and buy 3 brand new Carreras. But this was in the 80s.
Okay.
My dad's 65.
Yeah.
So in the 80s, he was like, okay, like, and they beat it by a lot. So they went literally down to the dealership, bought 3 brand new Carreras, a white one, a red one, and a black one.
Wow.
My dad got the white one, not to like keep as his personal car, it was a company car with a gas card. So he drove it every day, all the time. And he lived in Southern California. Yeah. So he'd drive it from Newport to San Diego, like, just for fun and just like rip it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And growing up, he'd always talk about that car and how he wants it back again and wants to be able to have it again, but just like can't afford it and stuff like that. So my love for Porsches, I feel like, started with my dad in a sense, because that's the only car he would really ever talk about. Yeah. And then growing up, the new ones that are coming out and just seeing the level of craftsmanship, the timeless interior almost, the nimble handling, and they're not straight line fast. Most people care about doing 200 miles an hour on, whatever.
Sure.
But being able to go up on the canyons and have a really well handling car that's a manual that sounds as good as a GT3 does when it's modified, and that's a pure like driver's car.
Yeah.
People hate on Porsche owners, but I think Porsches were meant to be driven and enjoyed, because you could go beat the shit out of it on a track and then daily drive it home. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what they're meant to do.
You don't get that same level of quality out of any vehicle.
Not usually, no. Yeah. And I've been blessed enough to drive McLarens. I actually got unfortunately arrested in a McLaren.
Well, if you're gonna get arrested, at least you got arrested.
Yeah,
I guess. Come on.
This is a horrible decision, but I honestly don't regret that night, because I met a lot of amazing people, and it was a dumb decision that I learned a lesson from, but I don't regret it because it was worth it. But I don't know. Those are cool, but if I had to have one, it would be like a BMW daily, or like a diesel truck daily, and then like a manual GT3. Yeah, I don't need a 20 car collection.
What kind of diesel would you get?
I'm in the market for one right now. I honestly have always been like a Ford family.
Yeah.
So I've been looking at either the honestly, my dream truck is the new Denali's High Country.
Yeah.
With the Duramax.
They look gorgeous.
Those are beautiful trucks.
Yeah.
But they're like
oh yeah. I met somebody once with brand new one Duramax. He had like a 40-foot trailer with like all the stuff, and I don't even remember where I met him. I think he lived in a community near Chandler or Queen Creek. It's a fenced off community where the Google map for it, like if you try and look at it, it's blank. You can't see any of the car or the homes.
My client's house is like that's like blurred out.
Yeah, it's their whole community, and they have a freaking lake. They have a lake back behind these houses.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, dude, I didn't even know there were like communities with lakes in Chandler. Anyway, we met this guy because we were doing an inflatable for him, and I'm not the biggest car person, but my buddy was a big truck person, so he saw that truck and he's like, "You need to stop and appreciate that truck." I was like,
"They're awesome."
Why, man? He's like, "It's $150,000 truck, and it is brand new."
Yeah.
And so we talked to the guy, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't like, I didn't like buying it, but I am the kind of person who I want to buy one good vehicle that's going to take care of me for a long time and take good care of it. And that's the one vehicle I do." And so it was like, buy once, cry once. And this is the one I went with.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
It's very true. I mean, they'll last forever. You said take care of them.
And your diesels, a lot of them do really, really well.
Yeah.
If I could pick one up, I'm not the biggest car person, but I do like my trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And a diesel, I think I would probably pick up one of the old 7.2s from Ford.
Yeah, or 7.3.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Yeah, I'm really not a car person.
I was like, is it a 7.2? I'm like, wait, no.
No, it's a 7.3. Thank you. Yeah.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I
know those run forever.
Yeah, they're just insane. So
they're a lot cheaper than 140 grand.
Yeah, I mean, depends. You can find some ones that are really well taken care of. Obviously, still cheaper than 140 grand.
Yeah.
They're not exactly cheap either.
100%.
But that's diesels.
Yeah.
Especially the older ones, pre-emissions.
I have a quick question for you now.
Okay.
So what was your hardest part of your journey, or like your starting out phase? Because I know you've had a couple of businesses and you've been, hustling just like a lot of people have been. What's been like your biggest thing where you overcame a mountain where you're like, okay, I can't believe I made it through that? There was 1 week. I think it was a week or a couple of weeks span where we had just run payroll. IRS came back to collect on taxes because my CPA was just awful. We waited like 6-8 months to be able to file our taxes. We constantly had to keep on top of her. It'd be a week or 2 weeks before we ever heard back from her about anything. That's for sure. And so it just kind of like happened all at once, where it was like our insurance renewal came up. We had to pay a ton in taxes, and a bunch of late fees and all this other stuff. It's almost like that feeling when the first of the month hits. Yeah, when rent and everything comes up. Yeah, all the money you made is just gone already. Yeah. So IRS came back, just ran payroll. Everything went out the door for that. Paid sales tax, and then we also had our insurance renewal. So our general liability was a huge deal in the event rental business. I'm sure. It turns out, if you make more money than you tell the insurance agency that you were going to make, they will come back and ask for more of your money
at the end of the year before they allow you to renew. So we had to renew it was in like June. So, 4th of July was right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we've got events stacked for 4th of July.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting. So I'm trying to renew, and they're coming back to like, hey, we need an additional $6,000 before you can even start your new policy. I'm sitting looking at an empty bank account. And then the new policy is still going to be an additional like $4,000 or $5,000.
Wow.
Just
like $10,000 then.
Yeah, I'm $10,000 negative, and the bank account's like empty. And I remember like that week or two, like we're still doing business, like we're still running stuff. Our general liability hadn't lapsed. We're still going. But I was like, dude, is this it? Like, is it done? Like, is this like how do we even make it through this? And we had contracts with, or not contracts, but we got service to some of like City of Phoenix, City of Mesa, like some of their events.
Mm-hmm.
The problem was the City of Phoenix takes 90 days or more to pay on invoices, and some of these invoices were like thousands, like $10,000.
Wow, yeah.
Just like had to do all the work for, and like who knows if you got paid.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that all of that hit at once, and I had an admin who, she was the best. She was the best. She's Christian as well. Always believed in us. Always was praying for us. And I told her about this, and she was like, I know. She was like, I know that God is going to take care of this, and it's just about you believing it, and you need to give it. That's it. Right? I was like, okay, it's out of my control. And in yours.
Yep. Just do what you can.
The next day, I went to the mailbox. The City of Phoenix invoices.
All it came. That's crazy. Yeah, that's insane. Makes like goosebumps go down your neck. Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good, man.
Tough.
Take your time. That's an awesome story, honestly.
Yeah, it was just one of those moments where like Ramsey has a great saying. It's like, work like it's all on you and pray like it's all about you.
Mm-hmm.
There comes a time where you just come to the end of yourself, right? And it's like, okay, I have done everything that I can do. Like,
you're just like second guessing yourself.
Yeah, it's like, dude, this is it. Like, there's
options kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. What do I need to start? Like, I mean, I didn't even know what to do at that point, right?
Yeah.
And then you have those moments happen, and it's like, wow, like I am truly blessed.
Mm-hmm.
There is greater than me that is looking out. Yeah. So I think that was probably the toughest thing that I experienced was just that, like, that really serious uncertainty of like, I know that there's money coming. I don't know when, but I needed it yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, yeah, I mean, from there, obviously then we continued with the event rental business for a long time. We recovered very well. We were able to do all of the jobs that we needed to do. And then we shut down by choice or scaled back by choice after I met my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And from that point forward, then we were like, hey, we're going to do something different. And that frustration of like not being able to hear from my CPA, like not knowing, like now I know that all of that like seasonal kind of like cash flow, if you want to call it that kind of stuff, is all stuff that's predictable if you know how to predict it, and like if you know your numbers and your finances. And so that's where I got into wanting to help other business owners with, like, first of all, as a service, like one of our hard rules will be that we always respond. We even have services where you can choose the level of access. So like I have clients who I take a specific number of them on, and it's like, hey, you have my personal phone number. You text, you call me, like you're gonna get an answer from me. There's no like, hey, I sent him an email a week ago and nothing's happening.
Yeah, exactly. I dealt with that too.
It's so frustrating. It's like, dude, I'm like this. I need you. Like, what are you doing? That's also why I won't do tax, is because I just know that like the bottlenecks that creates means that when you need your finance person or your person to tell you about your numbers or your books or whatever, they're going to be tied up in 8 other tax returns.
Yep.
And that seems like
there's definitely a ceiling when it comes to doing it all yourself, like as a CPA.
Yeah.
building a firm, I feel like that's really tough. I
Yeah.
feel like it's a tough space to do because you need like hundreds of clients to be able to afford to pay like 1, 2 employees. So,
Yeah. Well, it's a volume game for sure.
of course.
Exactly what you said. And
You have to do it for like companies. I feel like would be the biggest thing.
Yeah, and that's not how most firms operate, right?
No.
Because most CPAs are going to be like, they don't look at business, like they want the business clients, but they don't have the availability, they can't really fit the needs of what a business should have from somebody who's doing accounting or like even just bookkeeping.
Yeah.
Because when tax season comes, there's drowning in personal, like random people's returns. And it's like, dude, this business has been paying you, $300, $400, $500 a month retainer.
Yeah.
To do the bookkeeping for them for the whole year. And then like come tax season when they actually need you to file their taxes, they're the ones who have to file an extension, not like the individuals.
Exactly.
Like they're going to pay way more. What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think just like general entrepreneur's journey tends to be just one of those things of like, you find a problem, you solve it really well, and then you just go and take your solution and you do it for other people.
Yeah.
Right?
But you have to like eat shit a couple times before.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's
just a couple of.
It's a game of just I meet a lot of my wife's family, all not entrepreneurial. There's I think one other person in there who owns their own business. So him and I have talked a couple times. It's been really helpful, but it's very funny to me when I talk to them because one of them was thinking about getting into like starting her own business. And I told her, I was like, if you want to, I will sit down with you for an hour and I will walk you through all of the steps that you need to take in the next 9-12 months. And if you do them, you will be a $100,000 business by the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to want it. And she's like, well, what's entrepreneurship like?
You just laugh. I feel like every time people ask that question, like, what's it like owning a business? I just laugh because genuinely, it's like sometimes it's so good. And then other times it's like, what am I doing? Like, there's times I'm almost like, I should just go get a job. Like
the highest highs and the lowest lows. I told her it's like banging your head against a brick wall until the brick wall falls down.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Yeah, the wall. You have to win.
Yeah, like you just have to keep doing it over and over again until you figure out how to make it work.
Yeah,
right. Because like it's just about reps. I mean, you know this from like there's nobody who knows this better than you from walking and like meeting people and being like, hey, like I'm 14, 15, like starting my mobile detailing business or starting my detailing business. Like, can I detail your car?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
That one yes, right? However it was that you got that yes, that taught you, right? All of the things that you need to know to go get yeses moving forward.
Exactly.
Which is your superpower now, right? Because you just said like, you're like, hey, we get a slow month. We need business. Like, what am I doing? I'm going back to where I started.
Yeah.
I know how to do. I've done enough reps in this to know how to make it work.
Exactly.
And that's business.
Yeah. Like even right now, like at the shop, I've had like 4 or 5 tents this week.
Yeah.
And normally I have like an installer doing my tents so I can, have time to do other stuff. But I'm trying to save up capital to be able to invest in more mobile units. But I'm talking like 2 at once, like by the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I'm doing them all myself. So I'm trying to manage everything else and, spend hours tending cars. Yeah. I've got a full car in the shop right now that needs all the sides and back. It's a big Yukon, so there's like 9 windows. So that, takes some time, but I have to keep try to answer the phone or respond to texts. Like yesterday, I sat down for a second up front after working in the shop and there's like 12 unread texts from I'm like, okay, I can't be leaving people undelivered for this long. That's not what good customer service is. So it's tough, just stuff like that.
Yeah.
But rather that than anything else.
Oh yeah. Well, I wouldn't want it anyway.
No.
I love this.
I think there's people that are meant to be business owners, meant to just work a normal job, and people that have to create being a business owner for themselves. Because you're not I don't think you're made to be a business owner. You have to force yourself to be one.
Sure.
I don't know. It's really like a game of just pushback. You have to just keep pushing forward, like you said, and hit your head on that brick wall until it falls down.
Yeah. So
what's frustrating me now is all these kids that are making money from e-com or they found AI to make a trading strategy for them or whatever. It's that's not real hustling work. I feel like it's not getting kicked down when you're about to reach the top 5 times before you can reach the middle.
Yeah.
It's instant success, but it runs out.
Yeah.
So a lot of businesses now, they'll do tons of money for a few years and then it slowly falls off.
Well, that's the piece, right? It's so maybe it works for them And the other thing too, I think that we tend to do a lot when we look at like other businesses and other people is like we see the success and sometimes we don't see what it took to get there.
100%.
And I think that like if they have the skills to create revenue like that, then they will continue to do so. And that then to me, you gain my respect. That's an expression of skill.
Yeah.
Right. But if it's a one-off, right? Congrats, you got lucky. You're gonna keep. I really like Hermosi has this awesome analogy. It's like entrepreneurship is like playing a game of dice, and you and a friend are both handed dice, and one of the dice is 20-sided, and one of the dice is 200-sided. Both of them. Here are the rules of the game. If you roll green, another side of the dice becomes green. If you roll red, you roll again. You only quit, or you only lose if you quit. And so you sit there and you start rolling red, 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 green. And you keep rolling. And eventually, you get to the point after hitting so many reds, running into all the things that you shouldn't do, that you know what not to do. And now you roll and it's green, 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 green. Now your friend comes along and he sees you're rolling green, green, green all the time. It's like, this must be easy. And so he picks up his dice and he rolls once, red, twice, red, 3 times, red. He looks at you. He goes, well, you just got lucky.
Yeah, literally.
So who has the 200-sided dice? It doesn't matter.
No.
Because it's just about not giving up.
Yeah. Because he probably quit after the third or fourth roll.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? Is like, I think that so many people, like, business is very fun to look at from like a numbers perspective and tactics and like all of these systems and stuff. But the business owners who I meet who are doing the most, providing the most impact, they're the ones who recognize that the only bottleneck in their business is themselves.
Yep.
And it always will be. And the question that they always ask themselves is not as much of like, what is it that I need to do? But it's more, who is it that I need to become in the moments that they're running into problems in their business.
Exactly.
And people have these like abilities to switch into whoever it is that their business needs them to be in that moment. And I think that that's hard for people to be able to handle that level of
pressure,
discipline, like tenacity to like hit it over and over and over again and like have it fail and like dust yourself back up and keep going.
Exactly. You know? You have to look at every failure as a lesson.
Yeah.
You look at every failure and you pity yourself like, oh my God, this is never going to work, never going to work. You're right. Like, whatever you tell yourself is the reality. So like what you said earlier when I walked in, I was like, yeah, like we'll see, like just joke around. And you're like, well, don't say that because then it won't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very true.
Yeah.
So but keeping yourself like with a sharpened mind all the time can be very difficult.
Oh, it's so awesome.
And there's times even like when I like go to my girlfriend or something at the end of the day, and it's like I'm still in like the mode I was in all day long. So I'll like start talking like I'm like she's a client or something, and I'm just like, okay, like it's so difficult sometimes because you're so locked in for a certain amount of time that it feels like your only reality for a while. So it's also important to step back enough to where you can still like be on your grind, but also have some time to like recoup and gather your thoughts for the next thing.
Yeah.
Because like I read this, I was listening to this podcast and this guy like there's not a single business owner that grew from nothing that had perfect balance in life for at least 3 to 4 years. Yeah. You have to be working harder than anyone around you for at least 2 to 3 years to see any sort of real progress. So if you have perfect balance forever, it's not going to happen.
No.
You got to put that before anything, before you're able to even come close to that next goal that you're trying to achieve.
Well, and if you see the same thing happen over the next 10 or 20 years, you look at the people who are the most successful, they grow their business to millions and billions of dollars. Mm-hmm. Those people aren't worried about work-life balance. They're worried about trying to put themselves in a place with their work where they love doing their work so much that it doesn't even feel like work. So, like when you get the beautiful thing about entrepreneurship is that you get to choose. You get to set up a system around you, right? Like you get to choose your circumstances. And yes, that means that you have to take incredible responsibility and you have to assume that everything that happens in life is a direct correlation to something that you did.
Exactly.
Which is a level of like insane responsibility that most people are not willing to take on in the first place. But if you are willing to, then on the other side of that, you have an insane amount of control over your life because you have more resources than anybody could ever think of having access to. You have more ability and skill than most people could ever dream of having. And you get to choose how to set up your life, right? Like, yes, you have responsibilities, but you get to choose, right?
Yeah.
That's what's on the other side of it.
Everybody's got the same choices at the end of the day. You can get up when your alarm goes off, or you can snooze it for 15, 20 more minutes and just hang out.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of that. Like, everybody is, you know what I mean? Everyone has the same thing that they can do every day, but you have to make a choice if you want it bad enough or not, or if you're going to just do what's comfortable.
Yeah.
Most people choose the comfortable route, and that's why there's only a select few people that can scale businesses to an extent that you like, wow, you know what I mean? Where you're like almost breathtaking by what you've accomplished in a period of time just by making those right choices every day. And there's going to be wrong choices, but you learn from them to not let it happen again.
Of course. Yeah. I think the problem isn't making mistakes, it's not learning from them, right? Yeah. It's like if you go and make the same mistake 10, 20, 30 times.
Not even a mistake.
Then, yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. That's funny. It really is.
Test you for sure.
Yeah.
Is this your first podcast?
This is my first podcast.
Nice.
Yeah.
How are you planning on doing it? Are you like cropping it up or just like...
I was going to split it into 6 10-minute sections.
Nice.
Or sorry, 10 6-minute sections, and then crop those into short form.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be... my favorite thing that I heard a college professor say at a graduation one time was, life is pretty simple if you look at it in the fact that you spend 8 to 10 hours a day working, 6 to 8 hours a day sleeping, and then the rest of it is just fluff that you can do with your free time to help grow your skills and levels to a different extent. But the main key that's more simple than people think is the key to a happy life is a job you enjoy and a super comfortable bed. Because you spend most of your time sleeping and working.
That's true.
Everything else is just fluff in between that you do what you need to do with or what you want to do with. But sleeping and working, those are the main things. So if you have a job you enjoy and a comfortable bed, life is a lot more enjoyable because it doesn't feel like work.
It's so funny that you say that because me and my wife we had a queen, which was fine. But the bed frame was like 4 or 5 years old.
Okay.
I tend to buy stuff and hold on to it for a long time.
Yeah.
And that was fine, except that my side of the bed had come off of the bed frame and was literally leaning down. And so I stuck with it for, I don't know, a month, 2 months. And it was like kind of sideways. My wife would be up here and I was like down here.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't really care. I just don't care enough to fix it. And I was like, finally I got to a breaking point. I was like, okay, let's get a nice bed. And so we did.
It's time.
Oh my gosh.
It's like life-changing.
It's so good. We went on vacation. We're back in the Queen. And we got back home and I was like, oh, thank God we're back home. I love this bed.
I know.
I'm so happy.
There's just that feeling, and I feel like when you crawl into bed, that's like if you invest in it or something, it's just like takes half your stress away instantly almost.
It's so good, man.
Yeah. But it's also the death of you if you like work at home and like your bed's right there. Because if you even try to lay down for a second, like you're cooked the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You can't do it.
Oh yeah. I know. I try and stay away from it too because I'm like, man, I cannot. Gotta try and stay focused.
I know. It's tough.
So one of the things that you mentioned when we were talking previously was you met somebody who they were talking about systems, like systems in your business and automation and delegation and things of that nature.
Yeah, Franco. I gotta introduce you to him. He's like one of the most knowledgeable business owners that I've ever met, and he's scaled and sold more businesses than anyone I've known.
Wow.
And it's like all kinds of different industries.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of like Impact Health.
I haven't.
But he owns Impact Health, and he started to make insurance cheaper and more affordable and more available to everybody.
Yeah. And
it's like nationwide completely, and it's great, honestly. Everyone in my BNI group talks about using Impact, and all of them are saving thousands and thousands of dollars. Like, it's awesome. And we had this 8-hour long workshop that I went to in like Paradise Valley, and there was like 15 people in there. You had to pay like a few $100 to get into it, and normally I've never done stuff like that before.
Yeah.
But he went through this segment about systems and processes within your business. And that's genuinely the most important part of any single business that you could ever scale, whether it's service-based, CPA, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. If you have fully optimized systems and lists of things that you can automate and delegate and hire out, I forgot. I think it was Grant Cardone that said that, but you don't need a degree. You just hire a degree.
Mhm.
So if there's people that that have certain skills that you need in your business, you're going to have to eat it a little bit and pay them what they deserve.
Yeah.
And then there's other things that you can automate with AI or other CRM systems on place online. And then you can delegate stuff. I guess delegation is like hiring out, same thing.
Well, not. I mean, it can be different, right? Because delegation and automation are having a lot of overlap these days with AI,
Yep.
right? And so it's kind of funny that those two are kind of blurring more than we might
Exactly.
originally think.
His mindset is awesome to me. It's like the working backwards mindset. So you have a goal in your head, whatever, he like teaches you to take that goal and multiply it like crazy to where it sounds like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my goal is like $1 million this year. Like, okay, make your goal $10 million this year. And
Yeah.
you're like, but that's impossible. But he's like, why is it impossible? If you're only telling yourself it's impossible, what would you need to do in your business if you were doing $10 million a year?
Yeah.
What would that look like?
Yeah.
So he's like, close your eyes and envision yourself doing $10 million a year. What would that look like? And I'm like, I don't know, probably 5 to 7 vans in multiple states, maybe like 5 or 6, 7 states. And he's like, okay, well, what will you have to do to obtain those vans? What would you have to do to obtain the people to train them quickly and have somebody in vans on their own?
Yeah.
And you work backwards.
Yeah.
So when you think about it like that, it's like, wait, this is possible.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and that's, I think it goes back to what we were talking about before of like your belief, your delusion is what I like to call it. Is like your delusions will take you further than logic and ambition.
Yeah.
Because if you believe something is possible, whether everybody else thinks you're correct or not, you can find a way to get there.
Mhm.
Right. Henry Ford had this same thing happen where he designed some particular type of engine. His engineers, when he told them what he wanted them to design, they told him it was impossible. And he hired them for a year and paid their salaries. And he said, your only job is to figure out how to make this work. And he came back 3 months. And he was like, so did you figure it out? I'm like, no, it's not. It's like, we don't think it's possible. It's like, okay, see you again in 3 months.
Mhm.
It is. Figure it out. And he did that. I think it was for like 2 years. And then he came back. What do you know? They managed to figure out how to do it.
Yep.
Right?
It's persistence.
Yeah. And so I think it's so good to think about your business that way of like, okay, this is like, if I was to allow myself to believe that anything was possible, what do I want? Like, truly, what do I want from my business? Like, do I want it to be this $10 million monster, right? Do I want it to be this $100 million thing? Like, what is it that I want? And then if you can land there, then working backwards from there, like you can chunk everything out in much more achievable goals.
Exactly.
And that was something me and my wife did right off the start of this, was we actually went on the retreat. We're like, okay, here's our goal in a year, work it back into quarters and what needs to happen each quarter to make that happen.
Yep.
Blessed to say we've achieved our first quarter goal with 2 months to spare. So we may need to readjust our
That's
our
awesome.
goals.
Congrats.
So, thank you.
Yeah. I had mine, like my realistic goal, and then he pretty much told me like, shut up. He's like, make an unrealistic goal. I'm like, okay. So like our first quarter, obviously I hit like almost on the money is what I was saying that we were going to do originally. But now it's just finding the steps to achieve the bigger goals. And it's hard for me to put a dollar amount on it because it's like, oh yeah, I want $100,000 a month, whatever. But it's more so like, how many cars can we get done per week? How many happy clients can we service that we've never serviced before per week? Like stuff like that is more important for me.
Yeah.
I want people to know what we're about.
Yeah. I think it's cool because there's a lot of people who look at business as just a money thing, but I look at money as very spiritual. And it's like the revenue that you are able to generate is a direct correlation to the value and service that you are able to provide for people, assuming that it's kept up over a long period of time, right?
Exactly.
People will happily pay for things that are amazing. People will pay once for something that they learn never to purchase from again, right? And so I think that your philosophy of like, I want to get as many happy customers as we can and as many happy people and do such an amazing job for people never met before.
Yeah.
Very far.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, I think we're just about at time here.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep you too long.
No,
but thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, of course.
If you were to...
It's my first podcast ever, so...
This is also my first podcast, so we did it together.
Great.
If there was one thing that you would leave everybody who listened with, what would you leave them with? A accumulation of your lessons or one thing that you wish that you could tell everybody that you if they were to follow?
I mean, it's hard to whittle it down to one, but the first thing that came to mind was just don't listen to the noise. Don't listen to people that are trying to hate on you or tell you that it's not possible, like you were talking about, or just talking down on you. And people people like to talk bad about you until you're successful, and then once you're successful, they say they supported you the whole time. So like I said, I've went through a lot of hard times with people that I thought were like my real friends and going to be my friends forever, and then they go towards like the flashy thing, or they go towards the people with money, or they go towards this, and like it hurts, but that cannot stop you from keep pursuing forward. I don't have a ton of friends right now. I don't have like the perfect family relationship. Like everything is a struggle aside from business.
Yeah.
But you just have to keep fighting for it. Like there's no other choice. That's the most important thing is like there's no other option.
Yeah.
You have to be a little crazy.
You do have to be a little crazy.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, Matt, thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Austin. I appreciate you inviting me.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure.